Good afternoon, and welcome to episode 2 of the Heclapar Wirraway play-by-mail campaign. This is the 25th of December 1941 turn. Our initial landings at Palembang, trying to avoid trouble in the south of Java, as anticipated, crossing the first of 3 river lines along the Onking Road, and, weather permitting, stopping in Manila. Here goes Palembang invasion. This is naval landing forces, about 130 AV. SMA has maximum AV at 300 in ×2 terrain. He shouldn't be able to lodge me, assuming the landings go successfully. Looks like they didn't hit any mines going in. A little surprising, but a good outcome, and they will unload rapidly. By daylight, they should be completely unloaded with supply. So I think the beachhead is likely going to successfully. You've heard me say this before. I like to use naval infantry to establish beachheads, and Japanese army troops as the main units of maneuver. Not sure it makes any difference. The pattern I've generally deployed. Be completely offloaded now, as noted before. Oh, coastal minesweepers find mines during the day. Can't have been very many mines at Palembang. The invasion task force didn't find them at night. He's got a few small ex-AKLs escaping Philippines. The east, not spending a lot of effort, chase down those 1 or 2 point ships. Fourth Division should be preparing to unload at Mersing. 38th Division should be completely offloaded. So we're striking the airfield at Changsha, where he has about 30 bombers that I presume he's using for reconnaissance. So I haven't seen a lot of sign of that, but I'd like to blind them so he doesn't get a chance to sniff out about to happen on the Onking Highway until it does, or Onking Road, not a highway, until it does. No cap. He had the AVG at Quellen. He obviously didn't opt to move it to Changsha or nearby, provide cap. So let's see what happens when the bombers go in. 66 galleys, and like the Sonyas, there'll be more Sonyas. Weather does not look particularly good. We're gonna fast forward through this. As is typical in China, not any effective flak. Pretty underwhelming strike overall, given almost 100 bombers. Decent number of runway hits. A lot of damaged. Barely useful Allied bomber. Sonya's straggling. There'll be more stragglers. A single Sentai of Sally's striking the shipping still in port at Manila. He had no cap after yesterday's sweep, left his cap pretty much defeated. Normally I would watch this to see what's happening to each ship. Otis, valuable ship. Hmm. We'll see what the final battle damage assessment is, but a lot of hits from a single Sentai of Sally at 500 feet. I wonder if the Allies had tied the ships up, gunnel to gunnel. Hmm. Uh, Looks like the tankers and the AO both were loading fuel. They'll burn out. Flush deck destroyer sunk. No surprise getting hit. It was previously damaged more than once. No submarines this time. I think all the submarines that I originally damaged in Manila have either left or been sunk. 2 weeks in. And probing along the Xi'an Highway, 92nd and 90th Corps there in the mountains. Those are two robust Chinese corps. Stragglers, it's over Changsha. More stragglers. And probing up the Anqing Highway. 39th and 55th Corps. Looks like there's nothing else in that heck. I sent a larger unit here, try to suss out what might be there. Needed. Two cores are particularly strong, probably only 200, 250 AV between them. Lily's hitting the airfield at Palembang, primarily to stop forts from being built. Oh, he moved his fighters there and some bombers and didn't fly them. Interesting. So not only did we damage the airfield to slow or stop fort building, but caught some on the ground. Looks like he's using his patrol aircraft from Batavia and the nearby airfields to strike my transport. Unfortunately, the long-range cap are KI-43 1As with rifle caliber machine guns only, so they won't be able to stop the patrol aircraft probably. Sure enough. Ah, interesting. Is using torpedoes. Note transports are essentially already offloaded. These are 14 knot transports, medium size, useful but not particularly valuable ships. The Dutch come in, same deal. Dutch are using bombs. The Dorners are using bombs and have good success. What altitude? Coming at 1,000. My long-range cap was up at 15,000, so there to support the bombers, less so to defend the transports, because I figured the transports would be damaged in the landings and were write-offs. Probably a mistake. Should have considered different options for stacking the long-range cap. We'll do that for when we send in the real report. The coastal minesweepers will sank along with one of the transports. I wonder what happened to the minesweepers. Probably coastal guns. Catalina's coming in low again, well underneath the cap. Looks like the cap is getting down there though. But again, their armament limits their utility. They're just like faster meat. Hey, that sub after a couple Fubukis. It's like neither side is going to come out ahead on this one. Transport thing. Okay, so the first of 3 river crossings along the Onking Road. Wow, a slaughter. The 30th Corps started off the game with an AV of about 225. It's essentially completely destroyed now. It's been defeated twice, both times by the same division. So I'll probably attack next turn here at Sealed. So this is ×3 terrain with supply and hex. If I can kick out the 300 AVs got there before any other troops arrived, that would be good. The partisans behind the lines. At least he moved them out of, he put them in combat mode this time. This is a bombardment just to keep his attention. Not likely to advance here unless he withdraws some forces once he realizes where the main attack is coming. Advancing up Luzon. Eventually, we will force him to decide between Clark and Manila. We know he's almost certain which way he's certain to choose, but don't need to rush that. Taking the airfield. Let's see what he's got in Palabang. Not a lot of combat power here. Engineers, so you might expect. Yeah, the naval infantry have a solid beachhead. We won't be able to get kicked out, so we can pick the time and place of our reinforcement. I don't know why he continues to bombard here. He's been doing it for a week straight or so. Same at Patao. Okay. Well, I'll check and see how our forces are doing. Try to run down what happened to our minesweepers. Check on what the Glen eventually off the coast of San Francisco. All good things to know. Okay. Start off with an overview. Not the pretty underwhelming overall results. 9 Allied losses, 1 for Japan. The ratio. Hudson's Dutch bombers, Dutch version of the B-10, destroyed on the ground. Betty lost to Ops. Catalina shot down. Dorner lost to Ops. BB3M. Looks like, interestingly, I'm underreporting Allied losses again. No major changes here. I bought out a good infantry regiment from Korea to support my 5th Fleet operations, so down to just 51 political points. Pools of engines. 32s are always an issue early in the game. My expansion hasn't caught up. Shut off Betty construction at the moment, focusing on Sally production until my engines catch up. 33s, 35s, and slowly increasing, but I've shut off the lilies, not building any lilies at the moment, till my engine production of HA35s catches up. Okay, check on bang. We know what force ratios are. They're complete. Turn decent with supply. Over here, we'll check on reinforcements for taking Singapore. Port ID is just beginning to unload. 33rd, but I said 38th earlier. 33rd is still not quite unloaded. Rest of the divisions are massed, ready for the crossing. Over here, let's go check Burma. Not enough, not much intel on Pegu. Imperial Guards are still working their way up the coastal highway. Back down to Java. So I withdrew the amphibious transports, anticipating trouble. Sure enough, he sent trouble, in this case PTs. So we'll fly in zeros and send in a couple of the destroyers. We'll go ahead and take the chance to refuel before doing so, and then send the destroyers in ahead of the transport so they'll arrive during the day and mop up those PTs if they're still there. KB will continue its redeployment. Go. Banda C and the celebs ready to start loading the tank regiment. It's going to take Pandari, just about ready to start loading these two Special Naval Planning Force units. They will either go to Makassar or Kopang. I need to think about that. Probably Kopang. And they'll use the armor unit to jump and take Makassar, as I have plenty of armor afloat up in the Java Sea if I want to employ it on Java, since it doesn't look like I'm going to need it immediately in Palembang. This submarine that we reported to have damaged last turn is moving only about 1 hex a turn, so it was probably previously damaged during the Manila strikes trying to make it to Australia. We'll put a little effort into hunting and killing that. Our Java, one wing of our Java invasion force is here, escorted by carriers. Hosho will escort the armor. Pandari, both carriers have both task force have 20 to 30 zeros on board now. So they're reasonably capable. According to Recon, he still has some fighters on Luzon. I noted before this particular battleship is actually a World War One era destroyer. Light cruiser, Marblehead. Got a lot of float planes, it looks like, in Cebu. Need to check my recon pattern. here further north. Looks like AVG is left Welland. Interesting. Recon is reporting very few bombers left at Changsha. Probably fog of war. I assume they will rail out Welland or perhaps Yon this turn, but we'll set recon to watch for where they go. At least tell us where you've got aviation support, what he's likely to do. Also need to check Hang Yang. I'm already reconning Fukong, so two holes in my recon pattern are here and here for this purpose. Our breach of the river, first river, 34th Division's picking up some experience, a little disrupted, no big deal. Like the armor and the follow-on division should be right behind it. Yep. 6th Division, veteran division, nearly 100% strength. Some decent artillery, 120 millimeter guns, not great. And then more follow-on troops, another tank regiment showing in advance here to keep his attention at least partially focused on whether or not I'm going to thrust up the Xi'an road. Like to keep his attention here as much as possible. The real threat is here. Interesting recons showing 50,000 troops, 6 units. As far as I know, there's only 3. So we'll see in a day or 2 days, what's really here. I noted before, I'm going to make an effort here. Next turn. Okay. Let's in the West Pack using the American vernacular. My old light cruisers didn't catch up with his little AKL. Probably won't continue to chase because his carriers may be here. No reason to do so. This, yeah, look, they're ready. So to attack and finally take Keviang. Redeploy this east of the SNLF to rejoin at Nauru. I think 4th ID is now fully 48 ID, sorry, is fully offloaded so we can reform and get it ready for follow-on operations as the carriers approach. Sighting reports from submarine float planes, nothing showing his submarine transiting or operating the Marshalls. We'll see. Got a little torpedo boat out here that can potentially chase down these 2 small transports fleeing Manila. Ghost. Nothing. Though got a sighting report. Nothing still visible. Okay. Well, Lectern won't likely be as exciting. We know what's in Palembang. We've landed in southern Java. We're just massing for operations on Java or potentially at Palembang. Could do either. Still days away from final, what should be the final assault in Singapore. Weather's been poor, so I haven't been able to do much there. Still advancing slowly in Burma. Armor will cross, and it will likely be 2 more days before we're in the mountains, and we know what we're really facing here. So limited operations in China in the next 24 to 48 hours. Fifth Fleet will cover another time. We've got forces moving in the Fifth Fleet area, but nothing urgent or immediate. Anyway, thanks for joining. Appreciate any comments and thoughts, and enjoy the rest of your day.